face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. 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 Talk your face off.
Hey, what's going on?
Yo. I feel like we haven't talked in a while, even though we've
It's been a while.
Well,
Although we
it's
just
like
talked today, didn't we?
yeah, and it's like
Technically.
and here and there, it's like little bits here and there. So
Yep.
but you know, that's how it
I
goes.
feel really tall.
I know I feel short. How's
Oh,
that?
there we go.
It's a little better.
That's better.
I'm zoomed, extreme zoom. There we go.
Oh, Ed says he's not going to make it to the Gauntlet. Needs to see as many videos as he can get. I'm excited. It's
bet.
this weekend.
That
Oh
makes
my gosh. Come on. Are you serious?
Uh-oh, now what?
Holy crap. That's a great intro.
Now what?
My buddy just sent me a picture and he shattered his toe.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's supposed to be there this weekend. Ow. Shouldn't have seen that right there. Thanks for the image if you're watching, Rick. Goodness gracious. That's awesome. Hey, RC just had my first video ever to hit 1K views in 48 hours. That's
Nice.
sweet, dude.
Yeah, good job.
That is so good. And in a short amount of time, that's great.
Yep.
That's where you want to see it track. That's
especially
awesome.
these days.
Yep.
Right? These days seems like it's been pretty slow these days. But, you know, it's the way things are happening right now. Dude, so I've got it in the background. I'm trying to do see if the files will open and all that kind of stuff. So I was telling Tony, for some reason I've got into like designing trophies.
Yes. Speaking of,
like a lot all
do you
over
have
the
any
place.
you can show? Do you have the one from this weekend you can show?
Well,
Do you?
not easily accessible.
You texted me, right?
Yeah, you gotta have some. And I've got the spinning beach ball of death right now in Photoshop. So
Sweet. That's always the best.
Dude.
That's what you want to see.
oh. Well, and it
All
started.
right, this is an earlier iteration because I don't want to show the one with everything. So I think the only thing is the presents on this one. That's instead of present. All right, so here we go. Let's get a sneak peek of the mini comp trophy plaques. What do you call it? Plaques?
Trophies.
Trophies?
Trophies.
Trophies. Is that showing? There it is. Boom.
There it is.
It looks sick.
Boom, there it is.
Whoop, there it is. Got a little bit of everything cool in there. There's an eagle.
There's an eagle.
An American flag. Great Lakes Gauntlet, shape of Michigan. I mean, what more could somebody want? I mean, you've struck gold with these trophies, my friend. People will be stealing these out of cars. People will being run off the road in order to get these out of the hands of the winners.
You've got a couple
people
surprises.
are going to want this. They're gonna see this and say, I need this on my mantle.
Yes. I forgot the dimensions that I drew them at. They're pretty, like, I want to say 14 or 15 inches tall for the big one. It's pretty good size.
Pretty good.
And you got some extra bonus stuff.
I see like hidden eagles like silhouetted in the back here.
Yeah.
There's lots of eagle action going on in this.
There's
right
lots
here.
of eagle action. Yep. Oh, Charlie Shankles has a good question for you. says, I'm starting a mini comp series in Knoxville, Tennessee. Do you have any advice and or what rule set do you use?
So we have our own kind of rule set that we use that we've been using for a long time before kind of rule sets for these came out. And so we kind of use that. There's a new organization, RCMCA.
Here, hang on one second. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but there's
somebody you know.
I got to shout out Ethan.
All right.
He's like 10 years old.
Sweet.
And he's watching. He said he just saw a notification came up, so he's watching.
Very cool. Welcome, Ethan.
Yeah.
So we use our own rules. They're a little different than the ones at the RC. I need to just look it up. When people use acronyms, I have really hard. RCMCCA.
Sorry, I got it.
RCMCCA.org. Radio Control Micro Crawler Competition Association. So I was missing one of the C's. I thought there were more letters. So yeah, that's the one. They have a rule set that you can use on there if you would like. We don't do timed. Theirs has kind of got some time things and some other rules. We're primarily focused on a lot of 24 scale, so our gates are narrower than their gates are. Our class 2 requires them to be brushed. What our class 2 is would be what their class 1 is. So their classes are all a step down from ours. We don't do class 0. We do class 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4 being 4-wheel steer. 3 being like an open pro mod type class. 2 being a brushed class, has to have like stock rails and different things like that. And then 1 being box stock, pretty much, with a required tire set that you have to have because they all come with different tires. All the axials,
like a
different
tire?
size. So there's a spec tire that's a Proline high racks. They're a cheap one. You buy your truck, throw those on, and you can run it. So that's what we do. It's very, in a lot of ways, it is similar to theirs. They go into like bumpers and different things that you have to have.
Right.
We don't have that really. So there's rules about where certain things on the chassis have to be in relation to the wheels, and we don't go that crazy with it. And I'm not calling it crazy. Like, it's not a crazy rule, but we don't. Ours are much more simplified, is all I will say.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people were getting into it, a lot of people have been just doing stuff to their trucks, and we were trying to be as inclusive in areas where we didn't think there were advantages.
Yeah.
And where those advantages were is where we'd kind of draw class lines. So wheel size in class 2 is only allowed up to like 58 millimeter, something like that.
Sure.
And then above that is class 3. So that's one. That is one of the differentiations. The chassis being modified chassis is a differentiation that puts you in class 3. If you're brushless, that's class 3. Any of those things, you could be brushed and still be class 3 if you have a modified chassis and big tires. So, yeah. So that, and a lot of those same things apply in the RCMCCA rules as well. But they just, again, different classes. Ours have been in, and we've been doing it forever. It's just what we have known and are still using. So it's not like I wouldn't choose to use RCMCCA rules. It's just that we have a thing that's working, and everybody's kind of already built their trucks into our classes and our specs. And so it's hard to change it when everybody's got their stuff dialed for what our rules are. So anyway,
Max Paul is asking how wide the gates are. Are you at 7 inches?
we do 6.5.
Okay.
6 to 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty tight.
Yep. But we were basing off of a stock axle.
Yep.
For an SCX24. That's what was out.
Yep.
And everybody thinks going wider gives them so much more, and so people are doing that. We do pretty awesome stuff with our stock width axles. And so the advantage then is on us. Like,
yeah.
give us 7-inch gates. You can run your wide axles. We're not going to be anywhere near the gates because we're so narrow. Like, we have an advantage still. So,
Yep.
Anyway, it's one of those things where, yeah, it's all good. But, we just did it at Axial Fest where we ran 7-inch gates for people because they had wider stuff. And I got like a 0 because the gates felt huge.
Yeah.
They felt monstrous to me. So,
like, can I go through this sideways?
But everybody else was struggling. Like, they had capable rigs, but you get something like ours are tiny.
Yeah.
But at that point, you'd have to rule us out by saying you must have this much, minimum width of this, which then goes beyond what the stock was. Like, so you're going to force people to get these upgraded axles, and at that point, the rules are like, wah, wah, like you're making it more cost prohibitive because people can't use a stock truck and stock stuff anymore. You have to have modified. So
right.
Yeah, we try to live within what was the originals that we were started building around, which were the SCX24. Oh.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to you about I gotta get this car, Dalton's, back up and running. I poached the nicer servo out of it because I needed it as a dig servo.
Yeah.
In that Jeep, and I was like, I'm just gonna do that. Now it's like, well, these shocks were cool when I had a hard body on it, but they're like way stiff, and so I'm like, it doesn't flex out. It doesn't flex out like mine does. Mine flexes out like crazy. So I got to get his going just because I think we're going to probably need to I'm going to have to redo the backyard again before the weather gets terrible, because I don't know how we're going to scratch that itch, because winter season for carpet
start.
Well, for us racing, it's like it goes from like being on the track 2 to 3 times a week to once a month, twice a month kind of thing. Yeah. So we're like, oh man,
it's further away for you then.
No, it's just
same place.
The indoor place, they rent it out for the weekend for Friday night, Saturday. So it's a big place. It's just not.
You can't just go there and run whenever you want.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Got it.
So that'll be a big adjustment for us. So that's like why my build season is like coming along now.
Nice.
But yeah, we've got some, all the points are out now.
Oh yes. Let me wrap my thing and then you tell that.
Yeah,
so I would, if I was starting, I would look into the RCMCCA rules as a guideline for what you're doing. Yeah. So to wrap it up, I'm just saying why we aren't using those is because of how long we've been doing it and how tied into our system we are.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great starting point for anybody doesn't have rules in place.
Right.
And you'll set your trucks up in ways that if you go to other national things and they use those rules, your trucks will fit. Like our guys are going to one of their events and they're having to dial in their trucks to those rules. Trucks they've had built for ours, like they cut the chassis and stuff that's not allowed in theirs. Anyway, so proceed with yours. I just wanted to put that little bow on the end of it.
Oh, no.
I think it's a great rule set. I'm just saying why we are not using it.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard switch at this point. But I think it's a great starting point for people that don't have rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that's a hard thing too. I mean, I just to keep up, because I've been missing. Our group doesn't do scale trails as much anymore. The group that I was with crawling, and we've been preoccupied with other stuff, but I miss that. And I almost thought about like putting it out there, be like, hey, anyone want to do this? Like, let's go. Because I miss that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. I don't know all the places that they used to go to like really, really well, but it's not been a super active group except for like and what I'm getting at is like the super competitive stuff that for doing the Sorka style comps and stuff like that. And I'm talking 10 scale now. And that's not really my thing. I just want to go out there and challenge people. Yeah, and challenge people on trails. I think that's a lot of fun. And the hard thing is like a lot of them are on Sundays, and we're already beat down from the weekend of racing already on Sunday. We're not going out. Oh, so
talk about it. What's
Well,
going on with points?
there's two things, but points, bro. We are like, I was surprised. So we talked about trying to chase the triple crown, right? So we're doing dirt oval, turf off road, and dirt off road. And right now the kids are sitting 1 and 2 in season points championship for dirt, and they've locked it in. So they're locked in. Dalton's got first place. Olivia's got second place in season championship. In dirt oval, they send out the points yesterday, and I had no clue where we were at. Like I was just, because there's been a lot of rainouts and stuff like that. So we're sitting, the kids are 1 and 3. Dalton's in first, Olivia's in third. Dalton has to beat the guy in second place to hold on to it. Unless the guy in second place beats him, right? So
Are you the guy in second place?
no.
Oh. That's
But
like dun, dun, dun.
I know, but it's not very likely that he would have to get beaten by like a DNF basically. Like
So he has to get beat by more than just being second place.
Yeah.
And him in first.
Right.
He'd have to really.
He'd have to get like a 10th or worse finish in the oval. Olivia's locked in at third, I think. And then I was surprised. Well, I guess for me, I'm sitting. So they give season points championship trophies to the top 5, right? Because it's a big program. And in oval, I'm sitting in second place right now. And I was like, how did that happen? It's like, I guess I was consistent enough to get up there in points. Because there's a lot of people. There's one guy that's won a lot of them. And then everyone else is just kind of like in and out for SR10 stock. So that was cool. But then turf is the one where the turf points are, and I'm going to pull it up because I don't want to get it wrong. The turf points are like tight, like
really?
super tight. So, and Mike, he's not in the chat right now, but he was giving me the rundown. Like, you know how there's some people that just understand the point system and they're like, well, if the wind blows this way and you TQ and blah, 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 like you have a shot, like all that kind of stuff. Like he was telling me that, like what was going on with that. So right now in their class, hold on, where is it? Dalton's in first place.
Wow.
No, I take that back. First place is a guy that they've been trading back and forth. He's got 398 points and Dalton's got 395 points.
Oh, so real close.
And then Olivia is sitting in third, pretty much locked in on third with 385 points, but fourth is 379 points. So between there's a 30-point spread between fourth and fifth. So, fourth and first. So it's pretty tight. So if Dalton TQs and wins, obviously, or TQs and wins, he locks in first place, which would lock in the triple crown for season championship, so he'd get the big trophy for every single division. I think if he wins, or if he gets second and TQs, I think it might go to a tiebreaker. I don't remember how it works, but it's like, if the other guy finishes ahead of him. So there's a bunch of there's 3 different scenarios that could happen. But I think the big thing is, if he wins and the guy finishes second, I think they're tied. I don't remember, but it's getting pretty tight. And
Awesome.
And so the cool thing is this is his last novice race. So our novice, the director, our track person said we have one of the best novice classes in the nation. We're pretty big. We get a pretty big, deep class. Sometimes there's C mains and novice, and it's been pretty big. And the top 4, 5 are really, really competitive, super competitive. And so now this is his last race, and then he's moving up to all the open classes, which will be interesting to see how he does. But expert
Dude, he's
novice.
just doing awesome so fast, man.
Bro, okay, so Brian, so expert novice is like legit. So like
right?
his times in the last race, I don't think we talked about the last we had a big GP race. I should have brought down the trophies. The kids came home with hardware. Like
nice.
Dalton, so it was a GP. So in GP, so it's triple quals, triple mains, and practice all day on Friday. So it was a 3-day race. He won every qual and then won the first 2 mains in A main. So he clinched without having to race the 3rd race in A main. He clinched a championship for that. It's a huge trophy. His times were fast enough for top 7 A main times for 21.5. Like the class that you can go to like JCon, nationals or whatever. Like there's guys in that class that are really fast in the 21.5 class. So he's there. I think I played the cards right. Like I was apprehensive because everyone was like, after winter season was like, he needs to go into 21.5. And I was like, I want him to learn how to lead the race and how to feel like he can not be jittery when he's out front, kind of a thing, and how to battle people off, and then he'll move up. And I think it paid off because I think he's going to go in now. And instead of working like our 21.5 classes in the winter, on an average race, there's D and C mains all the way up through 21.5. Like there's a lot of people running. So yeah, so it's I'm excited to see this whole thing kind of play out. I mean, even if worst case scenario, if he doesn't podium, he's still going to finish. They're both going to finish 2 and 3, like locked in.
So do they have any tire issues? Have you been following the J Concept stuff?
No, I haven't.
In the race. Okay.
No, I should have.
Man, I really wanted your intake, your intake,
well
on it, your take on it, your hot take.
Okay. Well, tell me about it because.
So there's like issues where they're measuring them after the races.
Oh yeah.
And they wear down, and the inserts and all that wear down, and then they don't make the class spec. They don't
qualify spec, yeah.
But it's like, why would you do it at the end of the race? Why not make sure that they come in at the race with
the
right spec? They're going to wear down if your tires go bald. That's not an advantage.
Well, here's what's funny about that, because
this is for like the big races, like where they're an hour long or whatever, like the super long races.
So what's happening is that my take on it is they have to meet a profile, and some of the racers are trimming the foams out. If it's not a spec tire race, they're trimming the foams so that it creates a different wear pattern, so the tires will last longer, and that's making the profile different. And it's interesting because even like our kids are pretty fast and they're blowing through tires right now. Like, I've been saying that all summer, but they are, I mean, our tires come back and they're bald. And so over the last race, it killed me because I dropped just in their tires for the last race. I think I dropped like 160 or something like that just to get them through the weekend.
Right.
And it's like, but
I don't get, like, you can't judge how much a tire is going to wear. Like, to do post-race spec on cars seems silly for something like tires where it's a wearable part. Like, like if they pass, it's like they check batteries. Are they going to check like, well, your voltage can't drop below a certain amount?
Right.
Like, no, they check for how much you have when you start, not how much you wear through at the end to make sure you have enough. Like, because maybe if their batteries discharge at a faster rate, it lightens their car, so at the end of the race they're getting an advantage, because who knows? I mean, it's just being stupid at some point, right? Like,
right. Yeah,
I mean, if you're checking to see if somebody cheated in a different way, but even weight should be done beforehand, because it's going to change as you wear your tires and different thing, or
and I don't
pick
know,
up dirt along the way. Like,
Yeah.
post race stuff is crazy to me.
Well, and I don't know how that is. I don't know the details on that because like when we do our big races, we have to tech. Like we go in, they put the voltmeter on our batteries,
Right. To make
they
sure you're not
they
overvolted.
they weigh the cars, all that kind of stuff, and then they give you a sticker and you go.
But they don't check you at the end.
No, no. Well, and I don't know what their protocol is because like we tech, and then the car stays on the table, and you can't go back to your pit.
Right.
So I don't know if some of
That
these
we
races
can't change it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just saw it hit and I'm like, what is this? This is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, dude,
I don't know all the things. I was hoping you'd have the take on it because I was like,
have
this seems weird. If are they wanting it spec after? Like maybe they're too tall, but at the end they're good.
Yeah.
I don't know which way the argument was going, but it felt like after tell Pablo read the chat. So one tire manufacturer made a stink because they're the only ones that would pass post race, and they tried multiple times to get this passed. And this time, IFMAR listened.
But still, it doesn't.
Every other tire manufacturer is fine with pre-race measuring. Only one wanted post-race because their tires don't wear as fast, and so they would be the only ones that would still be good at the end of the race. And so everybody else would fail the test if you didn't run whatever this other company's tire was.
Well, see, that's crazy weird. Because like the thing that's crazy about that is that, like you said, there's so many variables that go into it. I mean, some of these tracks have clay and brick. You know what I mean? Like that depending on your driving style would be just tearing up your tires. And, you know, it's like, or if someone's on the throttle really
and at that
hard,
point, they're worn. Like you'd want, anyway, it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know any of that. Like I saw something about it.
Do we know the one tire manufacturer after? Can you name who the one tire manufacturer is? Red Cat. So there's some new releases because the National Hobby Retailers Store Association is having their conference right now.
Right.
And there's some new drops.
So
I have not followed any of it. I ran until 9:30. I came in, I sat down, I said, holy cow, that was a long day.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the clock, I'm like, crap.
I know. Bro, I've been
you gotta go get set.
I know. I've been on the computer like come on. Like so my computer was chugging today and I was like I was trying to explain to someone, like when you do something on a computer and you have to wait like a minute or two for it to think, it doesn't seem that bad, but if you're just sitting there and you're doing that all day, it feels like a 2-hour process just turned into a 4-hour process. Oh, it drives me crazy. So someone said something about a element.
Yeah, so there's new stuff. Somebody's saying he heard that the actual Deadshot has been discontinued.
Deadbolt?
I'm guessing he means the Deadbolt.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that. Sometimes they discontinue a version and then come back with new colors.
Right.
It's hard to say. Like it could be a discontinued SKU, but then boom, there it is in blue with Spectrum Electronics.
Yep.
You know, so
I forgot that I wasn't on last week, but I think it came after the live anyway. But I got the Element Ecto Portal truck and the Bushido 12. And I'm going to do some videos with it and stuff like that. But dude, so there's a video that Harley was talking about the height difference from the axle with the Ecto Portal versus like stock.
Yep.
He was kind of thinking, because I think it says somewhere that that's like an inch more clearance. I need to put them, dude, I got to put it side by side because it is like monstrously tall.
Really?
Like in a good way, but it's like, it's got a lot of clearance. Like I looked at it.
Interesting.
And I was like, wow, that's different. But yeah. And the other thing they came out with, or not Element, but Associated. And I don't know if you saw these, the 27th scale. They're like Mini-Z size.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
That's by Element?
No, it's Associated. Yeah.
I haven't seen the actual pictures of them. I just heard about them.
Yeah.
And I saw Kyosho has die casts. You
Oh,
see that?
really?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. I haven't seen them. Is it on the website or
Yeah.
where do I look for it? On Associated's?
Yep. There's a little YouTube video too. I don't know what's on the YouTube video, but I don't know what scale the Mini-Zs are. I don't, but it's the copy that's on these Associateds is saying that it's compatible with many other aftermarket things of this scale. So I'm assuming it's the same, like Mini-Z wheels and tires and bodies and all that kind of stuff, which would be cool.
I'm looking for it on their site. I don't see it on their site. Would it be on their Facebook?
No, it's on their site under Associated.
Associated.
Click on Associated and then
Team
you go-
Associated SR27. Oh,
Yeah. You know that big one right on the homepage?
yep. Well, I was on the main Team Associated Electrics where it shows like their
The landing page, yeah.
yeah. Okay. Z. They just call it a Z, which is interesting. You know, like Mini-Z.
Yeah. Yep.
The Datsun's pretty cool.
So Mini-Zs are 28 scales, Charlie Shinkle says.
So why not just say it's 28 scale as well and just be in the same class? That's ridiculous.
I bet you they are. I bet you that there's probably something that they can't do that maybe.
Like somebody has a scale. Oh, it even looks the same with the battery drop. Okay, let's put this on. I mean, the internals look pretty close.
I've never.
I didn't want to make this comment be up. Scramblers don't wear, they age like a fine wine, and that is so true. Andy Ritchie, you're right. He should come. So I'm going to share this screen. Stop this one. Window. There it is. So that, I mean, that's pretty close to a Mini-Z looking.
So
motor in the back, same gearing on one side, same.
Yeah, see, I had no
single shock in the back, and then these little battery things here that drop down for probably AAA batteries.
Yeah, you can move over. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
There's the battery.
Oh man, it looks, even this little pop off piece here on the back feels so close.
So what I don't know.
And that little port there is probably to run their little transponders.
Yeah, I have no idea. But I was looking at it. The price isn't terrible. I mean, it's pretty good. You can get the one that comes with like the battery charger and the batteries, all that kind of stuff.
They come in these cool like cloth cases.
Yeah. If you get the top of the line one. I haven't seen this video actually.
Looks like a Mini-Z course.
Yep.
They're going kind of slow, but that could just be so the camera can follow them. You know what I mean? If they're zipping when they're actually zipping, they'd be hard to track and keep multiple in a shot.
Yeah, I tried going. I went and saw them race once at one of our local hobby towns, and it was hard to keep up with.
I think they're doing this for footage reasons because there's some quickness.
Yeah, once it passes.
Yeah, well, you can see them give a little guns that have a little bit more. Interesting.
How much are Mini-Zs? The stock baseline one.
They're expensive, but they're also hard bodies with cool bodies.
That's a pretty cool body, though.
That clip on. And it has pretty big clips. Mini-Zs are pretty rad. I mean, zero body clips, hard body. But yeah, see, here's that. See how they clip on here, and then they got the clip over the single shock. The whole thing's on one shock that's underneath this here. And you've got this port right here to plug in your, I think, transponder. Maybe it's for lights.
Well, that's the other thing that I was wondering about is like, are they when you
So
buy
these
this?
are like $200 for this
Is that a
one.
hard body though?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool body, no
Yeah,
question.
they're hard bodies.
So are the receivers ESCs all one unit? Like, is it
Yeah.
all in one?
Yeah, it's all right here. See all the little port things?
Interesting.
So it's pretty close. But yeah, the bodies clip in from the sides, that hole there.
Yeah.
The hard body clicks in there, locks in.
So how do they change to the brushless stuff? Do they have to like yank everything out?
Take the motor out in the back here and it just plugs in just like a regular. Yeah, I think you do have to.
Like gut everything?
Yeah, but it all just pops off.
Huh. See, I don't know. Looking at the associated one, I didn't know if that's something that you could do in the associated one.
So here's the brushless ESC and stuff.
Okay, so it's just like a little Furatech style board.
Comes with all the little things you need.
Huh.
Motor, ESC, everything for $58.
That's not bad.
Censored.
Really? Be pretty cool.
Yep. So it's pretty cool. What was the price on the team associated ones?
$139, I think.
Okay, so the difference would probably be part of it hard body.
Yeah. The
detailing that they have in the licensing in those. I mean,
oh yeah,
there's some money. The bodies alone are $50.
Yeah.
To buy an aftermarket body, so I'm gonna guess that's a big part of their price difference.
So it's $139 with the kit that comes with
Is that 4-wheel drive? Oh,
2-wheel drive. They come with the rechargeable batteries
for
$139
with rechargeable batteries.
in the case. Yep. For $119, that's where you get the car and the controller.
Interesting.
Yeah,
the classes are strict in Mini-Z, so I don't see it fitting in. Yeah. Unless, the course just runs a whole a Z class or whatever. Team associated Z class of them.
Right.
But that's going to be tough to get buy-in for. I mean, the Mini-Z crowd's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big market.
Yeah, they are.
In a niche way, but yeah. Like you watch some of the races, it's a big deal what they get going with them.
Mm-hmm. Be neat.
I agree, Charlie.
Be pretty neat. I wonder. Yeah, I have no idea, like no concept of what the class rules are for the Mini-Z. So I wonder if they would still fit in. Just like anything else, when to buy it is one thing and to play with it, but then to get it race ready, you have to do twice as much to get it race ready.
Yeah, I'm sure even in them, they've got different classes based on body types, and there's 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive.
I think these are 2-wheel drive. Let's see. Let's see what it says. They're AAA batteries. When the body mounts are removed, chassis allows for aftermarket hard body mounting.
Huh. Wouldn't you believe it?
Yeah. Let's see. Adjustable track width. Adjustable wheelbase. Adjustable gear ratios. It sounds like you could do a clone.
Yep.
Maybe. It's a deep rabbit hole, he says.
It'll be interesting what goes down.
Well, and for us, like I said, we're going down to once to twice a month racing. But the hobby town that's half an hour away has a Mini-Z course, and they do racing there. So we might have to get into Mini-Zs now. Or what are these called? SR27s. Isn't that what the airplane was? No. SR, what was the black SR17? Someone will tell me.
There was something SR17.
SR17. SR71. There you go.
71.
Yep.
Yeah. Mini-Zs are good in the winter. Yeah. So, sounds like Andy Ritchie has a good little camping setup he's going to have.
Nice.
Man, I can't find my orange rugged radio anywhere.
I thought you sold one.
None of my ruggeds.
No. Wait. I remember this story. You let the rugged go when you sold something at Axial Fest because you couldn't find the right radio. And your kids
No,
had all
I
these
had
radio issues.
No. That's when I got one for them. Was that Axial Fest? I got the orange one. They were selling it there.
Okay.
I have a green one, I have a black one, and I have an orange one.
Yeah.
The black one's original. Still works great. Can't find the orange one. Guess what's on the orange one? My Rift for this weekend. My SCX6. I think my Vanquish Crawler.
RC Jeep guy said you put it in as packing.
I bet I put everything in this packing. I wouldn't put it past myself.
I know, right? You're like, wait a minute.
It could be up here somewhere. I've checked the basement everywhere. I thought that's where it should be. I've checked the garage.
Oh, actually, what's on the chopping block before you go and purge all your stuff at the Gauntlet? What's on the chopping block? That way I know if I can get first dibs.
Red Cat Ascent.
Okay.
10th scale. The FMS Toyota FJ, the old one, is cool. The FMS K10 or K5, which is actually a really cool one.
Yeah.
The Red Cat Gen 8.
Oh wow.
What's the one with the big Scout, the full
Gen 8.
Gen 8, the green one that I did with the has the interior and everything.
I remember.
Yeah, that's brushless even.
Ooh.
I think I'm pretty sure it's brushless. It's got a worn winch, the RC 4-wheel drive.
Oh, nice.
It's a trail truck.
Yeah.
That's what I'd use to pull the trailer with a lot of times. I'm thinking my RC 4-wheel drive TF2. That's tough. That one's.
It's a scalar.
Yeah, I'm torn. Yeah, I love the Gen 8. I just have too many. Is what it comes down to.
That's a hard thing for me too. The Gen 8 that we have is, like I said, it's the most underrated.
I think it's super great. I love the look of it with the Scout body.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great rig. It's got a Spectrum brushless system in it.
Nice.
It's got some good parts in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I probably am going to get rid of both of the Wraiths, the 1.9 Wraiths, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
RC Jeep guy
I
says
got
he
two
might
of
be a
them
player for the TF2.
I've got the Red Cat Kaiju.
Are you bringing all this to Gauntlet to offload?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. I've got like the 6-wheel what was that really cool? Is it FMS that made it?
The blue.
The 6-wheel drive blue, like
Yeah.
old
56
Power Wagon. Yeah.
Yep.
The Power Wagon one
Yep.
with the little flip front cab. That one.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Are you sure that wasn't Furetech?
No.
Okay.
Furetech has the red one,
Okay.
but it's running the FMS body.
Okay.
It was earlier. It's a cool rig, but again, I don't have time to run all these things, so
Right.
I need the space is what I need. The Wraith 1.9s probably need a little work, but those things could just do anything, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Actually, now I'm saying it, the Gen 8 may not. If I'm selling my son's 1.9, I think he was like, I'm going to take over the Red Cat. So we'll see on that. Because he's going to be there this weekend. So if he's choosing to run that one, then it may.
There you go.
It may be his to run.
Yeah.
But I've got the RC or the Element RC Ecto that's like got the scale metal supplies stuff on it with the Rock Pirates cool stuff on it. It's a cool truck. I've got that one. I've got
You're not selling that
the
one,
Vanquish Phoenix. I've got the Vanquish Pro, not the Ultra.
Yeah.
The Pro one. I've got, I mean, there's just too many. It's just, that's the problem. Good problem to have, but I need to get shelf space back. I need the ones that I want to run. So
yeah.
They don't get enough runtime as it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'll be offloading quite a few. And then, hey, did I tell you that I figured out what was wrong with the Primal?
Yes.
Simple gas line thing.
Yeah.
So stupid of me. But yeah. Tony, good thing I gave you lots of space at the Great Lakes Gauntlet. What TF2 do I have? Here, let me show it.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick. I like that rig. It's nice. I've never had an RC 4-wheel drive truck. I should get one of these days just because it's like it's kind of one of those things where it's like once you have those and you have your other collection, it's like you got it all. But I'm thinking I'd like to get either like a regular chassis or another Claude, but we don't race the monster trucks as much as we thought we were going to. Be nice if we did. The RC 4-wheel drives, yeah, I bet they're super cool. They look rad. They look super rad.
I'm back.
Okay. Now I can stop talking trash.
All right. So it looks like this.
Yep, I like it.
So it's got, I mean...
Is it super loud? Are the gears super loud?
They're not too bad in this one.
I've heard some that are just like, wow.
It's running... Oh, I got stuff in here. These shackles. The Terraflex Revolver shackles. And there's just bare ones in here as well, but it again has the 4-wheel drive bumper. It's got a Reefs servo, one of the originals, where it's got like the Army military style font.
Oh yeah, I
Hobby
have
Wing Z Run. Just running a Hobby Wing in it.
Oh, that's an axe. Yeah, that's an axe system. That's a good one.
Yep, super nice axe. Nice beefy transmission set up in here.
Nice.
But I mean, it gets awesome articulation for
scaled cars. Just look so rad when they're going. You know
what
I mean? Like they just look really, really cool.
So, but yeah, it gets quite a bit of articulation with these shackles on.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually really love this truck, but I don't really run it enough.
Yeah.
That was a little time too, and I have so many rigs, I don't have the time to get in and give it the extra time that it needs. So,
well, that was one of the things that I thought about. If we do tear out the backyard again and redo it, is I think I might go back to the old school way that we used to do things and put a crawler course in the infield of the racetrack. Because if we're going to be racing on the racetrack, it's going to be super tight lanes, and all it's going to be are rally cars now, like little 10 scale rally cars.
Yeah.
So I can put rocks over the middle, and rally cars don't really flip. So you don't have to like they do, but they're really hard to flip, like surprisingly. So I was like, ooh, maybe we'll do that, and we'll just do more crawling in the backyard, and that way I can like work on tuning things and making it look good. Because I put in that whole corner for the mini crawlers and used it like 3 times.
Yeah.
I was like,
You need to get it working and go, man. The minis are fun. I'm getting ready
Yeah.
to get my outdoor one going again. Now the weather's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian, the door dent's a nice touch on it. It has been chopped too, the back of it, so it's not full length. It's been bobbed. But yeah, it's awesome. But I have a Unimog too. I mean, there's just I've got so many that I want to run. I just love running my Unimog. I think it's probably my favorite crawler I have.
Nice.
The thing is sick.
Nice.
I won't be running the Vanquish Pro or the Carbon because I don't want to run it there. But I'm gonna take a bunch of other stuff. It's more for comp, like smaller area type thing, not set up for the long gauntlet. But yeah, to explain it for people that are coming to the Gauntlet, it's a big RC carnival on a farm in the middle of Michigan, and it's one of the most fun events you can come to for RC. It's awesome. People, the amount of people that camp there is insane. So it's just a big RC party for 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
This year. But yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
You don't have any associated
Vanquish Pro is amazing. Race cars?
Yeah.
I have that 14th scale one. Buggy.
Oh, yeah.
Still in the box.
Oh, really? I remember when you got that. Wow. All right.
I didn't expect to get it. It just showed up, and I'm like, it was the worst time to get it. Like I couldn't do anything with it.
That's how I feel right now with the Ecto portal, dude. So,
but I mean, it's summer. You can run that. Like when I got that, like there was no place I could take it to run it. Really.
Right. Well, and for me, it's just I've been busy. Like it's closing up the end of summer. I will be out on the trail like in the next 2 weeks, but okay. So the Ecto portal. So you've ran stock associated crawlers before and know how quiet they are.
Super quiet.
Bro, the Ecto portal, I was shocked at, like you can hear it, but I was shocked on it how quiet it was. Like I just drove it inside, like just to make sure I did your systems check on it. And it was like, I was like, is it really that quiet? Like, I mean, it was really quiet and stock, like bone stock, super quiet.
Right.
And the modulation on the controller. So they went to the new Fly Sky that's a 2-in-1 system on for the ESC radio. It's so much better than the radio ESC that they ran in the Sendero, the Sendero Sport or whatever the last one was, or even the U-Tron. So much better, like just good feel to it, like a really good feel to it. He's asking if spectators are
welcome. Just can't run any RCs without a wristband paid in. But yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, stuff to look at. Vendors are going to be there.
Nice.
You can see what else Walter RC Park's all about with their courses and everything they've got. So yeah, I'm trying to decide with some of these I'm selling, like I'm not going to get my money out of them. So I'm probably like, you know what? I'm pulling my receivers at least because that's $70 that I'm not going to see very much of back in this sale of something that has the axe and the, this other stuff. And like, that's one thing I will reuse like for my Spectrum stuff. So, so I will probably be selling those ones that aren't ready to run anyway without the receiver. It's going to be like add your receiver and go.
Yep.
So What's up, Double A Day? Tonight's topic's kind of random.
Yeah.
We talk about my Mr. DNF. That should be my new name, Mr. DNF.
Well, I got something exciting that, let's see. I wonder if I can share this. Let's see if I can get it to the computer. So remember how I went and saw the battle boats?
Yes.
So
Did you get to drive one?
Dalton got to drive one, and I took.
You didn't get to run one?
No, I was taking video, so I was like, eh.
Not even for just funsies to shoot at one?
I could have, but you wanted
to be lame instead. I get it. You're good.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to be lame. I'm not going to shoot one.
No. Here, hold on. I'm going to throw it up. Throw it up. Share screen. Is that what I want to do? Window. This one. Share.
Oh,
this is only 13 seconds. This isn't the one I wanted to see.
Blow it out. Is it overexposed?
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, is it overexposed on you?
It is here. Like the middle of it's all white.
Oh, mine looks great here. I don't know why it's.
Did you shoot on an iPhone?
That's on my iPhone. Yeah.
That shot, so it's probably shot in HDR mode or something.
Oh, so that's why it's all blown out on your screen.
Yeah, because it's not fixed for.
I see. I haven't done anything with it. But anyways, I'll show that stuff later. You probably couldn't hear it, but it is like the BBs are legit silver BBs that they're firing, and they put holes in the hull, and like. And
they rust in the lake, and they cause cancer to the ducks that inhabit that pond.
Dude, the first, they call them sorties. So the first sortie that they did, I'm down low, videoing, right? And Dalton's to the side of me, and he's like, "Hey, and we all have to wear eye protection." And the guy's like, "Hey, just so you know, we've lost some cameras to the BBs." I'm like, you'll be fine, whatever. So I'm down there filming, and my GoPro's in the water. So I'm like sitting here filming, and then all of a sudden I hear, like by
They're trying to hit you, yeah,
bro, by my head, and then you hear them ricocheting all in the trees behind us, and I'm like, dude, get behind me. I'm telling Dalton, get behind me, and I'm like, get behind me, and he's like, and then all of a sudden I take one I feel one hit my pant leg, and I was like, ooh. Like it got me, and then and then he stepped out, and Dalton got hit in the knee, but he had my big coat on, so he felt it. He's like, I felt it, but it like stopped by his knee. But then I stood up, and I had a t-shirt on, and I got winged in like the fleshy bit right here, and I was like, it hurt. Like I was like, it hurt, man. It was funny, but
that's awesome.
So the first one he didn't run, and then they offered, but he was like, nah. And then he got confidence on the second one. And the boat he was driving had steering and throttle in one finger, and firing. So up was front gun, back was back gun on the other one. And then so they put him in the water, and I'm like, hey, just take it easy. I said, do not touch the firing stick until we're ready. And I was like, hey, this is just like when we're on the range. I was like, he's your range master. You listen to him. Don't hear what I hear. Listen to this guy. And he's like, okay. And so he takes off, and he's like trolling the boat around a little bit and feeling what it felt like. And the guy's like, okay, give some gas and see how it goes. And of course, he's a kid, so he just knows how to drive everything. So he's like, yeah, it's right in the needle. And then he's like, all right, now fire. And he goes like, fire front cannon. And he's like, pow, pow, pow. And I was like, oh my gosh, now we're hooked. So, but his gun went down. His BB cannon went down halfway through the sortie. So, but
I think the event's $35. Awesome. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But that's just for any run as many as you want for that. Yeah. But yeah, you have to bring your own RC. But to be able to drive them, you have to pay whatever the entry fee is because it covers insurance and a whole bunch of other things for people that could get hit by your RC or Anyway,
especially if it's shooting BBs.
Yeah. I don't know because I usually just pay when I get there and they tell me how much it is. I'm like, here.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's my wallet. Empty it.
I know.
But yeah, that sounds awesome, dude.
Dude, it was pretty cool. Like
a little intense too, with them singing by you.
That and I haven't listened to the video footage yet to see if you could actually hear him. Like I could hear him.
Past, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could hear him. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's a little too close. And I mean, that was immediately what I thought. I was like, after I got hit in the side, I was like, if I get hit in the face, it's gonna hurt.
You could chip a tooth.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's terrible. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I mean, it could. Oh, it could hurt.
You could have been on here with half a tooth from it.
Oh man,
that's painful.
Oh, I don't even want to think
teeth
about
stuff
that.
hurts, man.
I don't want to think about it.
Horrible teeth.
It was pretty cool though. Like the way they do the boat hulls or the ship hulls, there's like a certain percentage of what can be open or not open, but like not backed. The balsa isn't backed.
Right.
And so it's crazy how they fix them. So they have this, it's called silk sheet or something like that. I don't remember what it's called, but they basically put that over the hole and rub some glue stuff on it and it hardens up and makes it watertight again. And they go back out and keep on going.
Oh, so after they sink that boat, they can repair it.
Yeah.
Got it.
In between battles.
That's cool.
So that was pretty neat to see that. But I mean, like the big ship that was out there, 6 feet long. And he had 3 cannons on it, 3 or 5 maybe. I don't remember, but yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Like meaning like to not want to do it.
Yeah. Well, and
if I went to one, it's dangerous. Like I'd be like, can I buy your boat from you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give you enough money to build another one. Just sell me that one.
Yeah.
I want to be here next week.
Yep. No, for sure. And it's one of those things where we never like to talk about how much these things cost, right? And and I was looking at it and I was like, he has 3
all the batteries and the ESCs and the motors.
3 ESCs, 2 motors, like 4 batteries, all the stuff to make the cannons, and BBs were the only ammo.
Yep.
And then like the big controllers that had all the buttons on them.
Right.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, expensive radios. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Uncle Lee? Old Gear RC's in the house. Was BBs the only ammo? Do they have anything else?
No, it's
like
just
flamethrowers.
Yeah, just BBs. I know. Well,
so
and it's funny because he said PPE required sport.
Yeah,
for sure. Because the range master guy was like, I asked if I could wear my glasses because I didn't have side shields, but these are polycarbonate glasses for their safety glasses.
Yeah, protection wise.
Yeah, and he's like, no, you need side shields. So they gave me these big old ones that like went over
the top. Yeah.
And Dalton had the cool wraparound kind, and I was like, oh man. Yeah. Pretty cool. But that was kind of neat. I can't really see us doing it. It seemed a little slow. You know what I mean? Like we're like worse slow than racing, where you're doing the work. I don't know. It just seemed a little. Also, maybe when you're driving it, you can identify what you're hitting, but just taking video, it was hard to tell who was hitting what. But then you see the boats start to list and start to go under, and you're like, oh, he got hit. So it's pretty neat.
I'm in here looking for the price of this event for somebody. Pretty sure it's $35, but that was last year. $30 per class. Here we go. Just post this real quick. Just because somebody's asking pricing.
Yeah.
Just trying to follow a little bit of the chat there. Yeah, 30 bucks per class. So if, but once you pay that in, even if you just say one class, you can run other stuff around the course. That would just be if you were in the gauntlet part, where they have different classes to enter into for that. That doesn't. Free events are King of Rocks, Purgatory, Night Crawls, Show and Shine, Tiny Town, and then just general driving them on the other stuff, the trails and whatnot. It's only if you're trying to enter into the event for classes that you'd have to. But if you wanted to take different trucks and run just the fun trails, you can run multiple trucks.
Nice.
The per class is for the ones in the Gauntlet for trophies and for that kind of stuff. So, yep. And they've got an oval track there. They've got a basher area. They've got a rock crawling course right up front where all the vendors and the food trucks and all of that are going to be, where the mini crawler course is going to be. And actually the food trucks, they had one here, looked pretty delicious. Those look like pretty good street taco kind of things going on. So they got 2 trailers coming. But yeah, anyway, I just want to bring that back up since they were talking.
Nice. Sweet.
What else do we got, man? It's been going an hour. I got a conference to be at early in the morning, so I don't want to go too late. But
yeah,
we showed the trophies earlier. If people weren't in here, they're pretty awesome, and it's a bummer that you didn't get to see them. So sorry.
I'm excited for build season to start again. Like oh, there they are.
There they are. Those are for the mini. The other trophies were shown on Facebook right here. These are for the Gauntlet ones. They're metal cutout ones.
That's cool.
Pretty cool too. They're big, man. I was shocked when I saw. I was like, "Holy cow!"
Well, how
big?
Well,
you can see his hand. It's pretty good size.
Like, is that like 20 inches?
I mean, it's big. 18 probably to 20. It's large.
Wow.
Yep. It's probably to make it easier to cut out for one.
Yep.
Because if that's first place, then second, smaller. Is my guess.
Nice.
It maybe be hard to.
That's a lot of steel.
Out.
That's expensive. How many trophies did he have to get?
I don't know.
It's a lot.
So these ones are going to be. These ones have eagles, but they keep the theme of the claws. Michigan. There are claws.
Yep.
But there's like eyeballs, like right here.
Yep.
And right here.
All the hidden stuff.
Yep.
I should have put hid it in there that said like scramblers suck. Like somewhere. That's
all right.
It's funny, like
people that are gonna get these are gonna have scramblers on their trucks. So
AA Day says road trip, maybe. One of these days. One of these days.
Yep. America, exactly, Bull Gear.
I can't wait for your package to show up tomorrow.
Did you get a arrival on the other one?
No.
Did it come in?
I didn't look.
Okay.
Well, it could have. So, could have. Let's see.
But no Upper Peninsula. It's too fragile.
Huh?
No Upper Peninsula. It's too fragile.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the lower P.
No, I didn't get the shipping confirmation yet.
It would have been cool to do it, but it just becomes a break point on a trophy like this. So for doing the cutout, it made sense to not have it.
These are light too. They're PVC.
Mm-hmm.
So they're almost
cool
quarter
color.
inch.
Yeah.
So
sweet.
Yeah. I know. I'm thinking I should start a little side hustle doing these because they're fun to do and they're like easy to like manufacture. The hard thing's coming up with the theme, but
right.
Like our track was like, hey, just make us some trophies. And I was like, okay. So I just drew whatever came to my mind and
yeah,
they turned out pretty rad. Did you see, I don't know if you saw let's see.
No Wi-Fi in the upper.
So they have a dog that's like he's getting
mascot.
up in age. Yeah. And they named the track after him. So I designed that logo and that's the trophy for the track.
That's cool.
For the oval. And then let's see. And then these are, see if I can get it to These are the ones that are.
Oh yeah,
What?
Mom,
I like that.
just washed my
Hang on a second, Tony. I'm on the live.
I know, but
What do you want?
trying
Yep, I can barely see. Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
It's all right.
Anyways, so those are. She just dyed her hair today. Picture day
oh
tomorrow.
nice.
So, yeah, so those are pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it with all the sponsors.
Yeah, very racy.
Pretty rad. Yeah, very racy.
So,
Very racy.
but
Well, on that note, let's. Has anyone gotten the low C NASCAR yet? People are getting them.
mm.
I had a hard time walking out without one in my hands the other day. Not gonna lie. Needed to sell some stuff first. I need to sell
Yeah.
some stuff to make room for a low C NASCAR.
There you go. They're small though.
Mm-hmm. Ish.
Ish.
So,
Uh,
yep, we're gonna let him pay attention to his fam. We'll check out, guys, and be back after the Gauntlet. Give you
yes.
a report back
Oh yeah, we'll see who's
from the event.
and
who's
who's
gonna
the
be crowned.
season championship.
Yes,
That'll be cool.
and who's the nighttime winner? I'm thinking about competing in 18th scale
Yeah.
and not the 24 scale because I don't think it's going to be as competitive. I'd
Yeah.
love to compete in one of them just to
Yeah.
see where it stacks up, but I'm definitely going to run the 24 scale because it is going to be more
Mhm.
competitive and just make sure that the timing and all that and it's runnable. So I
Just
definitely
go
don't want
last.
to compete in that one.
Just go last.
Go last after everybody's made the lines and showed
Yeah.
what works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just stomp on everybody.
That's what it's
No.
about.
So I will just be watching that, but I might run 18 scale. I think it'd be fun. I don't think I'd be competitive anyway, but in 18th, but I'd have fun. I really like that red cat.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be fun. Anyway, have a good night, y'all.
Peace out.
Peace. Taco's gonna be great this year.
Mm.